Welcome to GTA5, and this week's Sunday discussion is going to be about yearly releases and game franchise that release the same game every year or an updated version of the game. Excuse me, sir. Okay, that's more solid than I thought. I'm playing GTA5 for a couple of reasons which we'll go into later. I'm stuck, I'm going to get out and run. Some bad things happen. Okay. Some bad things did happen and are currently happening. Not really going to pay too much attention to the game. But you see what I did there? I will sort of comment as we go on things that happen. Yeah, so yearly releases, I'm thinking games like COD, FIFA, Need for Speed, sports franchise style games, and Assassin's Creed. Although I think if that came out that they had stopped yearly releases. I forget. I think it did. It was Need for Speed or Assassin's Creed. One of those two came out and said, "Look, we're not doing that anymore." Excuse me, sir. Oh, he's hiding behind his petrol tank. Okay. We'll just push your car back. That solved that problem. Okay. Oh, we can't jump with this, can we? Okay, we're gonna go for nightstick. That's a strong weapon. Yes. Anyway, I'm gonna get distracted so many times in this game. So yeah, yearly releases. Now, to me, a AAA game is gonna be, or it's got to be, a complete, finished package where everything has been put in that a consumer pays the money for, and it's totally justified the price tag. Whereas, if you look especially at FIFA, which I'm going to talk a lot about in this video, you're not getting the full game every year. You're getting a base game. So I believe it's the current one or sort of at the very base of it goes back to 2010. That's 6 years ago. You can look at the game from 2010 and still see sort of features in it. Oh, come on, fireworks. Oh, this is not going well. They're in the 2016 version. Or the 2017 version even, coming up. So 7 years of game. Still some of it waiting to be updated. Now, to me that's not great. You cannot release a game, the exact same game, for a inflated price. I believe the price has actually slightly gone up since then. I mean, I know when the games came out a few years back, I say a few years back, I'm talking nearly 10. You could purchase a game for about £30 UK, 39 probably. Whereas now, if you look at the sort of the new FIFAs, the new AAA titles, you're getting on for the £50 mark now in store. That's not digital, of course. Digital, you find, can be even more inflated than that sometimes. So, if you're paying that money for a game, it's got to be, you've got to have a good reason behind that to buy it. Now, the reason it should be for you to buy that is because you want to purchase something new, something different, something better than what you already have for enjoyment purposes. That's the whole point of the gaming industry. However, the reason I believe a lot of people purchase these games year on year is out of necessity. And by necessity, I mean you cannot continue to play. Say currently FIFA 17 is coming out. In a couple of weeks, if you want to play FIFA 16 online, you'll be hard pressed to do so. The things that are put in place after a launch of a yearly franchise sports game make it so difficult to continue with the previous year's game in any meaningful way through conversations with other players playing it through multiplayer servers, and so that's not very nice. That lorry's mean. I'm gonna just sort him out. No, that guy. Oh, that's not good guy. Oh no, I'm gonna fall. No! I'm gonna get away. Oh, lorry's gonna get away, we're gonna get the lorry. I'm totally sidetracked once again. Great job, me. Yes, it's impossible to play the year before game. Completely. Totally impossible. I mean, you can play the game offline if you want, but you're not gonna get a complete experience. So, year on year you have to fork out full price for a full new game, he said. Yeah, it's a really new game. It's based on a game from a few years ago. Oh, no ammo, RPG, there we go, that'll do. Yep. Yeah, so if you think about the game model in general, of any game that's released now, if there's new story missions, new modes, new updates to skins or players or things like that, you'd get DLC. You'd get a free update if it was something that you need to make the game relevant to the current state of the game. Whereas if you look at a sports game, they will release updates, but the updates will be only for bug fixes. It's not going to add you any extra content. The only extra content you'll get is the roster updates in a game like FIFA. Now the roster updates are interesting because now you can spin that as, hey look guys, we're going to update the squad, so any transfers that happen through the season, we're going to update that for you. Well, that's great. But you're also showing us that you have the ability to do this easily through an update screen in the edit teams mode, and also if you go online, we'll update the squads automatically for you. That's great. But then by stopping this service to previous games, the minute it hits, I think it's June the 1st, when the season ends, that's a little bit in that grey area. Because you've proved already you can update the squads easily, but you're refusing to do so for people who own an older game. So, in essence, if you want to play updated squads, you're gonna have to fork out the same price a year later for the same game with a couple of cosmetic changes over the other one. That's wrong. Let's think of a real world situation. Okay, if you bought a car outright with cash, all your money is paid for. It's paid for, you've got that car, it's sorted. It runs, let's, for argument's sake, top speed, 100 miles an hour, acceleration, everything is all standard. But then, if the company that made the car said, right, yeah, you've bought that car, but it's 12 months later now, we've just released this new car that we want you to have. We want you to have this car. And you say, oh, that sounds great, a whole new car. And then they say, yeah, it's got the same top speed, 100 miles an hour, same acceleration, same, absolutely everything is the same, but it's red. It's red, this car. You're gonna need to buy it. And it's like, right, okay, what if I just want to use my old car? Well, that's fine. However, we're gonna turn offline all of your sat-nav capabilities, all your maps, all your radio's gonna go offline as well. Not gonna do that. Oh, and you can't actually drive on the roads with any other people driving at the same time. That's pretty much what the game is doing to you. It's taking away all your capability to keep up with the current predicament, if you like, of football. It's taking away your opportunities to play with other people online. And people may say, actually, they're not taking away your ability to play online because the servers still stay up. Yeah, they do. But because of the amount of players shoehorned into the next iteration of the game, it's virtually impossible to continue in any sort of fulfilling way on an old iteration of the game. So yeah, it's worth thinking about. Will this change? No, it won't. While people continue to buy the games year on year, which I'm guilty of, I will do it again and probably for the foreseeable future because that's something I enjoy and I'm aware I'm being exploited because I want to do this thing and without like movement behind my opinion, where I could say, look, the large majority of people are going to stop buying this game and force them to do something, and I'm going to have to continue doing it, and it's like a hostage situation. It really is. They're holding hostage people for their money. So it's not nice. It's not nice. Now, I said I was going to get back into GTA5 and why I brought this game up and why this is the game that I'm playing. In 2013, was it? Or 12, first trailer dropped. I think it was 2013. The game came out on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. So you purchased the game for the £40. I keep getting confused whether I'm going to use dollars and pounds. I apologise for about £40. You buy the game for PlayStation 3. I did. It sat on my shelf for a while actually before I started playing it. But yeah, anyway, you buy the PlayStation 3 the year later. Just so happens, the game is also available for the new generation consoles. It's a leap up in graphics. Same price though, even if you own the game already. So I bought that as well. So then 2 copies, and then a year or so later, oh, it's on PC as well. And improved graphics, of course. Improved graphics. You buy that as well, full price. Now, you can read into that what you will about it so happens to be a release year on year, whether you sort of believe that we're finding the game, that's up to you. But even though it sounds like I'm going to go into a rant about this being a ridiculous sort of way to look at things, but I think that's a better way to do it. If you want to release a game year by year, release a full product like this on a console, and then you can roll it out, the same product with increased graphical improvements when the hardware improves. So you're releasing the same product on improved hardware rather than the other way around. Hardware stays the same and you're releasing the same product, if that makes sense, which I know it probably doesn't. So it's interesting. If you take GTA5, that took a lot of years of development, and it's a single game. The updates are being released freely. There's the online component, which is, yeah, it's a bit of a con. Microtransactions always are. And this sort of throttling of opportunities to make money is not great either. But, you know, if people are happy to play in that environment, then go for it. But it's sort of the same as the FIFA Ultimate Team thing. Not great. It's there, it doesn't stop the playing of the single player game. There's still sort of updates coming out for that, still things happening for it. So they're not sort of removing the ability to play the game properly, whereas that's what it is doing with the yearly franchises. So in my opinion, franchise sellers, they sort of need to watch out, because the name of that franchise that's going to get dragged through the dirt. I mean, you've seen it recently with Need for Speed. That the franchise was huge. You look 7-8 years ago, that was an astronomically large name, Need for Speed. As soon as they started doing the yearly the yearly releases, sorry, the name is really, it's not dropped in the dirt, but the recent Need for Speed reboot, as he gets trapped on a drain pipe, recent reboot thing that happened absolutely was slaughtered review-wise because of the rush to get it out there. Same with Assassin's Creed. That name is gone down, but it's guaranteed to sell because it's shoved it in your face enough. So it's a two-sided coin. It's quality or quantity. You can't really have both, it seems. But you actually can have both. And games have been released that do that. But by waiting a couple of years, you develop a game, you polish a game. It's completely new systems. It's great. Games like this, they move on from GTA5, polish the systems up, make it a nicer game, move it to a new location, new story, everything, release the game. And then you can update it bit by bit, add little extras on. Surely that would make more sense for a sport game. You release a game on an engine, keep the engine the same through this game all the time, stay on this one system, and just release the roster updates for every single season. All the time. You look at the actual update list from FIFA 2010 to now, it's not this in 6 or 7 years. There is not enough to make one game. There isn't. So if they released it purely as roster updates for say 3 years and released a game every 3 years, that would make a better game. I don't think any side would debate that. In fact, they just wouldn't. So you got to think, right? What's the reason to release year on year? What's the pull of that? Wow, what's the pull of that over releasing every 3 years? For players, other than having a shiny new box on the shelves or a new game that fills up space on your hard drive, not many positives there. But then, so you look at the other side, you look at the supermarkets, the merchants, marketplaces. My Vibrant stuff stood down here. No, could be up here. Then, yep, there's a positive for them. They're going to make more money because you've got a new product releasing every year, so new income every year. So if they've got a positive out of it, that's fine. And then developer, the same positive. So it's all about that money. However, FIFA Ultimate Team, I believe, makes more money than the game sales. FIFA Ultimate Team makes more money. It's the most successful part of the FIFA franchise, I believe, the Ultimate Team. So why not release that as a standalone? Just have that going on the side. You could even release it as an online sort of free-to-play thing. Then you're getting even more money. If you release that as a standalone free-to-play, you're gonna absolutely rake it in. Absolutely rake it in. Then you can stop messing around with the yearly releases and just do roster updates. You've got enough money coming in. Why not make a better value for the gamers? Because then what that does, it builds up your revenue through the free-to-play model, which is for a sports game. It's gonna be a great amount of revenue. I mean, they tried it with FIFA World earlier a few years ago. Didn't go to plan at all. But the Ultimate Team name has now garnered enough power through its constant releasing stream, and I think they've polished that mode to a fairly decent place where that could stand on its own 2 feet. It's not following the FIFA World model at all. It's a totally different type of game. And then you release roster updates. Every time the transfer windows come around, release it for the same game. And every 3 years you release a new game on a different engine. Or a big, massive overhaul. You're not going to lose money doing that. You're not going to have perhaps gain as much as you would through releasing it yearly as they currently do, but the money that they would lose through not doing it as a yearly release, they would gain in the goodwill, if you like, of consumers. Now I know goodwill doesn't really matter, it's a business, it's money that matters. But it may not matter to finances and numbers. In the long term though, goodwill from consumers is much more valuable than money, and that's what people seem to forget. If you have people who are out there who are willing to buy your games no matter how bad they are, how awful they are, because they believe in you as a company, that is much stronger than people who don't believe in you as a company, don't trust you, don't want to buy your games, they give your games a wide berth. So, surely, in the long run, you want to be more successful than having a little bit of money in the short run? Who knows? I've probably just rambled on for quite a while, and probably none of this has made sense, but that was my discussion on yearly releases. This has been GTA5, this was Sunday discussion, and as the sun sets in Los Santos, I bid you good night.